So just before we get started with Germany too, correction to the French move. There was sort of a miscommunication on both ends here. He thought there were ships in Sea Zone 94, and because there weren't, I thought he was attacking Sea Zone 92. So the French destroyer and cruiser that were in 93 that went into the Italian Navy and just got smoked are going to move to Sea Zone 94 instead. So that's the correction to the French move, and we'll continue on with the German moves in a sec. Okay, Germany has $73 to spend. They will be advancing their tech for $4. They're spending $20 on 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and a tank. That's 6, and 8 is 14, plus 6 is 20. Spending $28 on 2 transports for 14, a sub for 6, and a destroyer for 8. They're also going to spend $21 on a fighter and a tactical bomber. They are declaring a series of attacks here, mainly naval, but there will be some other components happening as well. So first and foremost, we have a 2-stage naval battle happening here in Sea Zones 110 and 91. So the blockade in 110 needs to be cleared, and that's going to be done with the battleship, the cruiser, and the sub from 112. And once the sea zone here is cleared, he's told me he's not scrambling this fighter into this battle anyway. So once the sea zone is cleared, the rest of the naval elements will continue to Sea Zone 91. And what that will consist of is an empty carrier, a submarine, and a fully loaded transport with the infantry from Denmark and the artillery from Western Germany, which will be attacking Gibraltar, assuming that the attack here is successful. All that's in the sea zone is a destroyer and a transport. The sub will be attacking that, plus 1 of the strategic bombers from Western Germany. Okay, assuming that is successful, there will be an amphibious landing in Gibraltar. It will be supported by the fighter and the tactical bomber from Rome, which can land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the carrier in Sea Zone 91 when it comes down. It will also be supported by the 2nd strategic bomber from Western Germany. In terms of other attacks, Sea Zone 109 will be attacked as well, with exclusively planes. The fighter and the TAC bomber from the carrier will be flying into Sea Zone 109, and the tactical bomber and the 2 fighters from Western Germany will be flying into Sea Zone 109 as well. The only other attack this round will be down in the Eastern Mediterranean. The Germans will be attacking Greece with 5 infantry from Bulgaria and 1 tank from Romania. So we'll start getting those battles set up and start rolling them right now. Okay, with the battle for Greece, the Germans are coming in with 5 infantry and a tank against 4 infantry. 2 hits. Good start. One hit. So 1 of the infantry is dead. One hit. One hit. 2 infantry are dead. So 3 infantry and a tank. 1 hit, that's all we needed. Well, the Greeks put up a rather valiant defense. So 3 German infantry killed, but the Germans do take the territory. All right, Sea Zone 110. This is phase 1 of a blockade. They're trying to break a blockade. The German submarine U-78, the German cruiser Prinz Eugen, and the German battleship Bismarck are going up against the British destroyer HMS Eclipse. Continuing on, assuming the battle works, are a submarine, U-72, a carrier, the Graf Zeppelin, and a transport ship, Schiff 45 Comet, with an infantry and an artillery, which are headed to Gibraltar for an attack there. So we have a 2, a 3, and a 4. Hit with the battleship. And a miss with the destroyer, so the Germans clear the sea zone, and we continue on to phase 2 of the naval battle. Okay, this is phase 2 of the battle, Sea Zone 91. The German submarine U-72 and a strategic bomber are going up against the British destroyer HMS Hotspur and the British transport HMS Ocean Way. There's also a carrier involved in the attack, and it may take damage depending on how the attack goes. If we get a hit in the first round, we'll take the sub as a casualty if it's necessary. So here we go. Hit. That's all we needed. 1 hit of 3, exactly average. The British defend and miss. So the sea zone is cleared and the amphibious landing can now take place, so we'll get ready for that. Okay, and finally, after those 2 naval battle blockade runs, we are landing in Gibraltar. We're landing the Schiff 45 Comet with an infantry and an artillery. It's being supported by a fighter, a tactical bomber, and a strategic bomber. And what is being defended? The defenses for the island are a mechanized infantry and 2 fighter planes. Oh, I didn't get the dice for the fighter planes. So, we won't target select because I want the 4 rather than the 3. So we'll go 2 2s for the infantry artillery, a 3 for the fighter, a 4 for the tactical bomber, and 2 2s for the strategic bomber. We're looking for 3 hits, or at least 2 hits. 4 hits, so territory taken, but let's see how much damage they do. 2 for the mech and 2 4s for these guys. 1 hit. Perfect. So all we lose is the infantry, and the territory is taken with no loss of planes. Okay, in the battle for Sea Zone 109, the Germans are coming in with 3 fighters and 2 tactical bombers. The British are defending with a scrambled fighter, the cruiser HMS Belfast, and the battleship HMS Royal Oak. The battleship is going to get an aircraft. I'm expecting to get 1 here. None. Perfect for me. Lovely. Okay, so 3 3s and 2 4s. Ideally, we're looking for 4 hits, but let's see what happens here. 3 hits. Okay. Whoops, that's not a hit. Okay, so 3 hits. Now, let me just check his instructions. Tip battleship, lose battleship, cruiser. Tip battleship, lose battleship, cruiser. So that's what he has given me the instructions to do. He said if he took 2 or more hits, tip the battleship, lose the cruiser. Okay, so tip the battleship, lose the cruiser. That's 3. And then what we'll do is we will roll the defense. Okay, 3 4s. 2 hits. So I will lose 1 of each. And do I keep going? That's the question. If I do keep going, then he keeps a plane. If I don't keep going, or if I do keep going, he loses a plane. If I don't keep going, I save all my planes. I have cleared the C zone. I think I'm going to retreat. Okay, sorry, we're trying a new way of playing this time, that I'm putting the same restrictions on myself that I put on him, that we sort of commit to what we're going to do in the battles beforehand. And I just double-checked my notes, and I did say very clearly in my instructions that I would fight to the end. So I won't retreat from this. I should have put fight until the ships were dead, but I have to abide by what I said I was going to do. So I am going to shoot at his plane. And I got him. Does he get me? Yes, of course he does. Okay, so I lose a plane, but he loses a plane too, so that's actually not too terrible a deal. So that's how that battle ends up. Okay, non-combat for Germany. The 2 planes that survived the C-Zone 109 attack will land in Normandy, Bordeaux, as will the bomber from C-Zone 91. The 2 submarines that were convoying Canada in C-Zone 106 are going to move down to C-Zone 90. The fighter and the tactical bomber that participated in the Gibraltar attack are going to land on the carrier in C-Zone 91. The strategic bomber is going to land in Morocco. Now, in terms of land movements, there are going to be several that are taking place in this region here. So here's what we're going to do. The artillery and the tank from Normandy, Bordeaux are going to be railed 1, 2, 3 into southern Italy. The artillery and the mechanized infantry are just going to walk into northern Italy. 3 tanks and an artillery in Paris are going to rail 1, 2, 3 into Romania. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. 1, 2, 3 into Romania, and the 2 remaining tanks in France will drive 1, 2 into Yugoslavia. I believe that is actually all of the movement for Germany. Oh, sorry, no, there's one more move. Up here in the north, the 3 infantry and the anti-aircraft artillery are going to move into Finland to join the rest of the Finnish troops there. So, let me tidy this up and we'll be back with placements and money. Alright, placement. 1 artillery is going to go into Germany, and then we're going to go 2 infantry into Western Germany, 1 artillery into Western Germany, 1 tank into Western Germany, 1 tactical bomber into Western Germany, 1 fighter into Western Germany. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can place 4 more units in that factory, and they will be a destroyer, a submarine, and 2 transports. Okay, money situation. The only 2 areas that changed hands were Gibraltar, which is not worth any cash, and Greece, which is worth 2. So, the Germans are going to go up from 39 to 41. So that's, I didn't set up the money beforehand, so I got to do this on the fly. $41 base. So let me just pop this here. So they get $41 in base income. Just double check they're not being convoyed anywhere. Okay, so that's good. $41 in base income. And then in terms of bonuses, we do have the 5 IPC bonus for Denmark, Norway, and Sweden remaining neutral. We do have 5 submarines on the map. There are 2 in C-Zone 90, 1 in C-Zone 91, 1 in C-Zone 110, and a new one in C-Zone 112. I actually didn't expect that one. I was expecting to lose one. And then 5 IPCs for not being at war with Russia. So the Germans are going to collect $41, $51, $56 in their treasury for this turn. Okay, so $56 goes into the German treasury. And let's do disposition of forces. Okay, so naval units. In C-Zone 112, there's a new submarine, a new destroyer, and 2 new transports. In C-Zone 110, there's a submarine, a cruiser, and a battleship. Down in C-Zone 90, there are 2 submarines. In C-Zone 91, there's a submarine, a fully loaded carrier with a fighter and a tactical bomber, and a transport. In Gibraltar, newly captured Gibraltar, there is an artillery unit. In Morocco with the Italians, there is a strategic bomber. In Normandy, Bordeaux, there is 1 fighter, 1 tactical bomber, and 1 strategic bomber. In Western Germany, there is 1 tactical bomber, 1 fighter, 2 AA guns, 1 tank, 1 artillery, and 2 infantry. In northern Italy, there is an artillery and a mechanized infantry. In southern Italy, there's an artillery and a tank. In Yugoslavia, there are 2 tanks. In Greece, there are 2 infantry and a tank. In Romania, there are 5 artillery, 3 tanks, 1 anti-aircraft, and 7 infantry. In Slovakia, Hungary, there is an AA gun, a tank, and 6 infantry. In Poland, there is a tank, an artillery, an AA gun, and 8 infantry. In Berlin, there's a single infantry, and in Finland, there is an AA gun and 8 infantry. I think that's all the German forces on the board. Okay, so it's Russia's turn next. Germany is pretty happy with what it was able to accomplish. It did everything that it needed to do, and it actually took fewer casualties than I thought I was going to have to take. So the planes were expensive, but worth it, especially to take out most of the British Navy. The only ship left in the British Home Island fleet is the HMS Acheron destroyer in C-Zone 119. Now they do have a fairly significant naval force down in Africa, but that's a long way away at this point, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so Russia's up next. Russia turn 2 coming up.